This is Bangarang Radio, a podcast network. For more shows, visit bangarangradio.com.
I'm going out, I gotta go. I'll bangarang on the radio. So turn it up, I'm telling you. I think I'm ready for something new. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. You're listening to Pop Punkin' Pizza on Bangarang Radio.
And that's exactly what we just did. We had a huge slice of pizza.
Am I fucking up the fucking sound again?
No, you're
Okay,
good.
okay.
You're okay.
Should I speak closer?
If you want to.
Okay.
If you want to get
Really
romantic with it, intimate with the microphone. Yeah. Well, welcome to the. This is part 2 of episode 4 here on Pop Punkin' Pizza on bangarangradio.com. I am your host, Jacques Lamour, and this is Dave Gomez from a band called Night Terrors.
What up? What up,
And,
fam?
Great new band, by the way, and we'll talk more about Night Terrors coming up for sure later in the hour. I'm looking forward to that, dude. So, Dave and I have known each other for a long time. So,
Yes.
we
A very long
practically we grew up in the same scene, know a lot of the same people, play the same kind of music, like a lot of the favorite. Like before we went on, we were talking about how much we love MXPX, you know. So, and just how we got into pop punk in general. So,
Yeah. We just learned we're the same age, so it's kind of crazy.
yeah,
Like,
we're the same age and everything. And
we
for
had no idea.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought he was older than me, but it turns out we're the exact same age.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny how that works.
It's because we both have baby faces, so it's all
Baby
good.
faces.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So
You-
it happens.
I think you're the one that's got more of a baby face than I do.
Yeah. I
'Cause
need
I
to
got
grow
the-
up-
I
I
got
need
the-
the beard though.
Yeah,
I need to work on it, and I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It'll take some time, but you know.
Dude,
They have stuff for that,
I
right?
could see
Just
him.
Rub it on my face, and it just grows overnight. That's what they have, right? You can just buy that at like Walgreens or something.
Do they make that for beards like they do for like hair on your head?
I would assume so.
I wonder if Rogaine would work on your.
On your balls? Or your ass?
Where's my
Pop.
Where's my rim shot? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Wait, we need to hit that again.
Yes, dude. We need all the sound effects.
Yeah. All the. There we go.
I need to beat.
Late, but-
I need to beat louder now because
You need
they had a lot of sound effects, and I want to.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Louder now had like a shitload of sound effects. I want.
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
They just had I just did a few. You know what? I didn't.
I know they were like talking about
Crap.
it.
I didn't give you a round of
Yeah,
applause when you came
yeah.
into the show
Dude.
first. Now, all right. Wait.
What's up, guys? I'm Dave.
Yeah. Let's
Hi.
let's do a do-over. Here we go. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. Oh, welcome,
Hey.
Dave Gomez. To
Pop
the
Punk
show.
Pizza. Hey. Hello. Goodbye. That's
Like
it.
the band? Hello,
Oh,
goodbye.
goodbye.
Oh, anyway. Enough of that. We're
Okay,
just
okay.
we're just being a bunch of retards.
Yeah, this show's gonna be 4 hours long now.
Yeah, just so you know. And make sure you take a dump and take a piss now, and grab lots of beer.
If you're still listening.
Yeah, if you're still
If
listening,
you
you're
haven't
probably
already,
tuned
like,
out by
yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah.
You're probably sick of this because you're like, oh, I expected to hear them talk about Sum 41's new
Yeah.
record.
I
and,
didn't learn anything. I just heard a bunch of like fucking people belching and.
and farting. I
Yeah.
got a fart sound effect in here
Do
somewhere.
you really?
Yeah. There you go.
Nice,
Wow.
dude. That sounds so real.
Oh, it doesn't. I think it is. I think that is a real one right there, actually. So
Well, it can't be fake.
You know, and
It's
here's
probably
every-
some
here's
asshole,
everyone-
Some asshole got paid.
booing us right now. Yeah. Hmm.
Dude, some asshole got paid to fucking fart into the thing. Like that's, you gotta think about that. You know what I mean? Like
I'd do it for free.
I would do it for free too.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I said when we first started this is part 2 of episode 4 of Pop Punkin' Pizza because this past Friday, two really big records, in our opinion, came out. Green Day's Revolution Radio, which part 1 was all about Green Day's Revolution Radio, and this is part 2, which is all about Sum 41's.
Latest hit record, 13 Voices.
Woo!
Sold over 16 million records already in one day.
16 million. That makes it. Crap. What? No, Diamond. Is that Diamond? Or no, Diamond is 1 million, right?
I think
Or is
so.
Diamond?
Yeah, Diamond's like a
No.
stupid amount.
No, Platinum is 1 million.
Yeah.
Diamond is
Diamond's
10.
like
Diamond is 10.
Diamond's not like
That's-
does not exist until like maybe like 10 years
No,
after. it
well,
comes out.
the only person it exists for right now is Adele. Her latest record went, not Platinum, Diamond.
I thought Nirvana held it as well.
Oh, lots of people have Diamond Records.
Okay.
Except she's like the only one that's like a current artist
Current
that has
artist.
one, because no one sells 10 million copies of the records anymore, unless you're
Yeah,
Adele,
right?
because
It's
she's
crazy. It's good for her because like for somebody with like no talent, it's amazing.
You think she has no talent?
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was just gonna say, people are like booing the shit out of you right now. They're like, yeah.
No, she's nice. She's nice. She has a nice voice.
And yet again, we're talking about people that have nothing to do with pop punk.
So it's perfect.
It's so perfect.
No, actually, I actually like Adele. I think she's hilarious.
Actually, Adele.
She was actually really funny on that karaoke thing. The what's his fucking
yeah.
name? You know that karaoke show that
not
not karaoke. The dude that drives the car with
Yeah,
with celebrities.
Seth Corden, right? Or James Corden.
James Corden.
James
Is that his name?
Corden.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
He
No,
did. That was like my favorite episode with Adele. She was
Was
like
it?
so like fucking down to earth with her own music. Like
Here's a fun fact about Adele. Did you know Adele inspired Sum 41's 13 Voices record? Did you know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah. Her and Derek hung out.
Wow.
She inspired him, yeah.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I'm totally...
You had me for a second, dude. I
Did
was like, what?
Just a hot second?
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
no, sorry.
she produced this? Did I not like read the
she's
fucking liner
she's
notes?
in the
Like,
thank you.
I see. I see some people I would not expect to be thanked in this record actually.
Well,
For
speaking
people
of,
that are like not like.
for all we know,
yeah.
she could have actually funded the record, because this was a pledge. This was crowdfunded. This 13 Voices record.
That's a good point.
It was.
I can't believe that.
Even though it's through Hopeless, it's still crowdfunded.
Yeah.
So, anyway, well, I guess let's dive into Sum 41's latest 13 Voices. And how should we start this off? I kind of want to hear your take on when you like first popped it in, because I think you're a bigger Sum 41 fan than I am. I mean, I'm a big fan, but not as big as Dave. So,
I think it's great. I think I don't know. I feel like they're the one band that like, or one of few bands that truthfully like care about the art and just don't care about like, you know, being on the fucking cover of a magazine, even though they very well are on, you know, they have like a lot of
Several.
like, yeah, exactly. They get the attention, but they get the attention in the right way because they're good at what they do. You know, Derek's just, he's an artist, man. He's like a soft-spoken dude. He cares about the art, you know, and you know, it's cool. It's cool. I think they're one of the bands like they just deserve it. They deserve everything.
well, especially the hell that he's been through, and it's
Right.
kind of funny how, we're both for this episode part 1 and part 2, we're both talking about two bands that have kind of gone through some similar things in the last 3 or 4 years. Green Day went through a lot. Besides Billy Joe's rehab visit, two people associated with Green Day had cancer.
Yeah.
Actually, one of their fourth guitar player, Jason, he had throat cancer, and then Mike Dirnt's wife had cancer, which was actually worse than I think Jason's was. So, they had all that going on. And then, well, with Sum 41, I mean, Derek literally was on his deathbed. And we weren't even sure, a couple of years ago, or maybe was it about 3 years ago when this was happening, right?
Just about, yeah. I think maybe even sooner. Actually, you know what it was? Like they actually did this documentary about the last record. They like documented the whole process, like the recording process. They showed like footage of them like, partying like straight up like Motley Crue style. Like,
Oh, damn, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
it was-
It's pretty heavy.
yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Like they showed everything too. They showed him like, like hooking up with chicks. Like obviously they didn't show that, but they like like
and
they
showed the beginning,
The beginning of
the
it, yeah.
beginning process of that whole thing.
right.
Yeah.
And they, and especially for a band of like, their age, they're still doing it. They're still partying like they're fucking 18.
And then you hear
And
this when
Yeah.
you see the start of it, and then all of a sudden it flash forwards, and you just hear the meh. Yeah. Anyway, my silly sound effects.
But yeah, I think that was like the beginning of where it got really bad. It's kind of funny that not funny, but because it actually is a serious issue. But like,
No, it was
but,
huge.
But they documented it, like they documented like the beginnings of where it was like becoming crazy for Derek, and I think especially Derek because he's like he's like the main songwriter. If
Yeah,
you
he's
will.
the front man,
Mhm.
and the head, like the head honcho. And I just remember when, the word got out of all his struggling, and like I said, he was on his deathbed. It sounded bad. Like I honestly, I didn't think there was gonna be. I didn't think Sum 41 would continue. It seemed like he was gonna be that weak, and maybe this was gonna hinder him so much that he wouldn't be able to go on. But I am very grateful, thankful, and happy that he did, and that he is with us today, and he's well, and he's doing better than ever, because this record will blow your frickin' socks off, man.
I think, I feel like they've never really let me down. They've always taken the right step. I mean, they're not a band that really goes too far back as far as like lyrical content, as far as like singing about like like being young and like high school and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, they don't really throw it. Well, I mean, they did a little bit
sometimes. I mean, like, but it's more so like reflecting. Like
Well, that's what they kind of did with Underclass Hero.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
There was
like,
reflection in
there was
that.
like a track like Walking Disaster, like talking about like his parents and like moving away from home, and like the whole ordeal of wanting to be a rock star.
Yeah. Hey, Derek is another one of those songwriters, kind of like like Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, that really is good at writing about his life. I mean, really showcasing what he's gone through, and he's always done that. And in my opinion, 13 Voices is like a road map that takes us through Derek's near-death experience with alcoholism. Yeah. That's really what it is. I mean, from start to finish. I mean, these song titles. I mean, you got it starts off with this like orchestrated song, "A Murder of Crows." You're all dead to me. Like, oh my God. Just hearing that song title, you're like, whoa. And then the next song, God damn, I'm dead again.
I like the fact that the first 3 tracks on the record all have to do with death.
That's what I'm saying.
Murder.
Like, this is
goddamn, I'm dead. Fake my own death. Like, and there's another song, God Save Us All, in parentheses, Death to Pop. So it's just like the whole record is just super fucking heavy and dark. They just like. They're like baby Metallica. That's the way I look at them.
You know what is funny? No, it's funny you mention that, because when I was listening to this record this morning, that was one of my notes for this record is that it sounds like Linkin Park and Metallica.
Nice.
Not like in the same mixtures, but there's some parts in the song where you're like, wow, this kind of sounds like Linkin Park, and then some of the guitar riffs are like, am I listening to Metallica right now? Like, well, obviously they've got Brown Sound back, and that guy has some serious chops on with his fingers. Like, he's got some serious licks, and he really brought back that Chuck sound that everyone missed so much. Because a lot of people I talked to, they liked that darker Chuck sound. I'm more of I like the poppier side of Sum 41, like all filler, no killer, stuff like that. And I liked Underclass Hero as well. Or did I say all killer, no filler, or did I say it wrong?
I think you said all killer, no filler.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant to say.
If not, we'll edit it. I'll edit it. That's cool, dude. I got it. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
But I liked more of the softer side of them, and I mean this record is throughout most of the record. It's on full throttle for the most part. It's like it's just really punching you in the face.
Giant guitars.
Yeah, but then War comes in.
Yeah.
War is just this beautiful ballad.
I was listening to it, right when it fucking was available. I was like, I couldn't wait for it, and I listened to it, like, popped it up on Apple Music. Shout out.
Yeah, they're a sponsor. We wish they were a sponsor.
And I was just like yelling "fuck" throughout the whole time I was listening to it. I was just like, "Fuck, it's so good." Fuck. I haven't done that in a long time.
And you were like in tears. Fuck.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time, where I was just like, chills. You get the chills. Like, that's when you know like something's actually good.
I know what you're talking about.
I hear.
Yeah, you get those chills.
I see it all over social media too. A lot of people I feel the same way about this record too. Like,
yeah,
I didn't really get that from Screaming Bloody Murder. I didn't really see it too much.
I was gonna say they're leading up to 13 Voices, obviously, and there's been their last. Well, this is their. I guess I could say the last 3 records between 13 Voices, Screaming Bloody Murder, and Underclass Hero. There are some major gaps between those two, because Underclass Hero came out in 2007. Screaming Bloody Murder didn't come out till 2011, and then this is just coming out in 2016. So there's
quite a gap.
Right, and obviously I'm not sure why, because I don't know as much about Sum 41 as I should. I don't know why there was such a major gap between Underclass Hero and Screaming Bloody Murder, but we obviously know the reason why there's 5 years in between Screaming Bloody Murder and 13 Voices because of Derek's situation and everything like that.
Yeah.
Mainly,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
So-
Plus, I feel like with a band at their level and where they're at in their career, there's like I imagine there's like a lot of pressure with like really like pleasing the fans and
Well,
not only pleasing the fans but pleasing themselves too. Because I feel like I don't know, man. Sum 41 just kills it, man. They're actually one of my biggest influences as far as like
songwriting.
They're like not even just like sound, but like just like sting like real. Like
Yeah.
you know, like you don't really hear too much. Like I love Blink. I love the new record. I'm not a California hater, but they're they sing about youth and everything like that. Like Sum 41's just been real. Like Derek's like always sings about like what he's actually going through at that time period. It's not too much of like hey, I'm in high school, kind of lyrics.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he's always been very true about what he said, and obviously, like I said earlier, and what we both said, that this record is like a roadmap through his whole destruction, and the songs that really hint at it are obviously War and Fake My Own Death and Break. I really liked Breaking the Chain. That was a really good song,
dude.
Like
Metal.
I said, you'll listen to some of these songs and you'll hear some of the riffs in it. It's like I said, you'll think, oh, this is a Metallica song. This is,
Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited about like Dave like being back in the band, like their original guitar player, and I think what a lot of people don't realize is that he didn't really come into the recording process until like maybe a few months before the record was actually done. So like a lot of the record, like the roots of where they came from were already going in that direction. It wasn't like, hey, Dave's back in the band, let's go back to where where we left off with Dave. So it's like it was already coming from like a really, really heavy, dark place.
And I think you can even just not even from listening it, just looking at the cover art. I mean,
baby Metallica.
It is. This is Baby Metallica. I mean, just look at it. It just looks evil and as hell.
Yes.
And it's going to be a hard record, and it's just going to knock you on your ass.
Yes.
And that's what it does. But mentioning Dave being back in the band, I remember reading some comments on some of Sum 41's posts on Facebook. Some people were expressing how they were upset that Dave had little to do with the record because he came back into the band so late in the recording process, and they were kind of upset about that. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like his name is still written all over it.
Yeah.
Even though maybe he was brought into it late, just because it is so heavy and the playing and the licks, the guitar licks and everything. To me, it's still his style.
Oh, undoubtedly. And I think it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see him play with the guys again, like live. It's cool. Like I wish Steve-O didn't like kind of get sick of touring, whatever. I think that was the case. I think that's why he left. But
I don't know. I mean, he left a while ago.
I'm pretty sure he was just like kind of like, I don't think it was like a bad breakup whatsoever. I think he was just like kind of done with like the lifestyle. And I feel like sometimes you're at that point where like you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish with music, I guess. And I think he was at that point. So
yeah, from
what I understand about the situation.
And a lot of people were upset about when he left. I know people were like, I don't like him anymore. That Brown Sound is not in there. It's funny how never thought there's not too many bands to where
like their guitar player leaves.
Their guitar player leaves. I feel like I'm mumbling today. Their guitar player leaves and they're like, oh, I don't listen to the band anymore. It's usually when like the front man leaves or something like that. But
yeah,
he was a big part of Sum 41, obviously, too. Yeah. So
they're also one of the few bands like very like similar to like where the era they came up from, where like they did stuff like put out like DVDs and like documentaries. Like they were like one of the first bands to actually like do that. Maybe not one of the first bands, but like they participated in doing like really cool like just like. It was more than just the music. You got to see them. You got to see their personalities and stuff. So I think people like know their names. So and what they're about, like just as a whole band.
Yeah.
Even with Derek being like the main guy, like the main songwriter, if you will. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I think pretty much how you can sum up this record is probably to me it's there's a lot of, it's mostly hard rockin', you know, like it's really slaps you in the face, but there is a mixture of that poppier Sum 41 in there too.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, it's still really catchy. It's not just.
It's still, I was gonna say there's still
like,
the catchiness, poppy part of it in there to where you'll get hooked on those heavy songs.
Right.
So you know, I feel like they tried to blend it as much as possible because
I
know
they're not grindcore yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Maybe the next record.
But they're probably going to be touring with Metallica soon. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding.
They did tour with the Motley Crue, so.
That's right.
So
yeah,
you know. That's probably where they got the influence, kind of.
Well, maybe that's where Derek really learned how to party, and he ended up where he is, which is that's really bad for me to say. That's terrible. No, I really do.
It's real. It's real. It could happen, you know.
Yeah. But because reason I bring up the heavy side of Sum 41 and the poppier side is I meet people here and there that are just fans of the heavy stuff. They like Chuck, and they love Screaming Bloody Murder and things like that. And obviously for me liking the poppier side more, I think this is I think this will make both of those types of fans happy. Those two different types of Sum 41 fans happy. And especially considering this is really a miracle and a blessing that we even got another Sum 41 record, because we didn't honestly think it was going to happen after what Derek was going through. So
yeah, I mean, to be honest, man, I didn't really get that vibe.
No, because I did.
Like it's real. It's real life. Like you know, we very well could have lost him, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's been such a big part of his life. I don't think he was gonna make it.
But
like, stop. Like,
it just seemed
even
like
with like the lineup changes and like
yeah.
Before even Dave was in the band, like they were still touring with Tom, who was in a band called Gob.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So like I think they were just gonna make it work as long as he could. I mean, honestly, even if like Cone left, I feel like he would find 3 other dudes.
Hey,
who
knows?
I would do it. What's up, Derek?
Yeah. What's up, dude? Well, I just say that just because his health, he just seemed so weak.
Yeah.
That it was so unsure if he was gonna be able to get back there. And like I said, I'm relieved.
Yeah.
Very relieved, and we all are. So, I mean, that's pretty much my notes on it. I think it's a great record. I think you should buy it. So
go get it at your local Target. They actually have it available for stupid cheap, $10 for a record, and you get 4 bonus tracks.
Or better yet,
you can't beat that.
If you're watching this while their tour is going on, go see them on tour and buy it at their show.
Yes,
that'd be even better.
Yes,
because I know they'll be in Chicago at House of Blues the 21st. I don't know, October 21st, that is. I don't know if it's sold out yet. Are you going to that show or no?
I'm not. It's sold out, brother.
Is it sold out? Okay.
If you guys are listening, give me a free ticket.
Yeah, hit up Dave. What's your email?
It's
or your Instagram or your Twitter.
Twitter me or
tweet
me. It's at Dave Gomez NT.
Yeah, if you got a free ticket to House of Blues Chicago, October 21st.
Yeah, I repeat, at Dave Gomez NT. Give me a fucking ticket. God damn it. I want to go to this show so bad. But, yeah, that's, I'm glad they're back. They're touring with, kind of some, like, unexpected bands. Like,
Senses Fail?
Yeah, Senses Fail.
I was surprised by that, too.
Not that they're, like, too different. I mean, they don't sound exactly the same, but,
No. But you never want your opener to sound exactly like you.
True.
Yeah.
But, they're also bringing out As It Is, which is, like, a newer, like, pop-punk band, and
I've heard of them, but I haven't actually listened to them.
When you think of Sum 41, you don't think of As It Is. So,
no, I didn't think so.
I'm a fan, though. I think they chose the right lineup. It's cool.
Yeah, good deal, man. So yeah, I like I said, I think that pretty much sums up 13 Voices, and I think it's time that we move on to our. We didn't do the news segment for this part 2, but we are going to do our pop punk picks of the week. So let's slam into that right now.
Pop punk picks of the week.
3, 2, 1.
So since Dave Gomez is here, I'll go first.
Hi.
Um, since he's here, my pop punk pick of the week is actually his band Night Terrors.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Dude.
Dave.
Fuck yeah.
Dave was so kind enough to say, "Hey, I'd love to be on your show," because sometimes it's hard to get people to be guests here on Pop Punk and Pizza because our schedules don't always mix. I know I have a hectic schedule, and most other people in the music community have crazy schedules as well, so it's hard to get together. But this worked out, and I'm really glad it did. So thanks for being on the show.
It worked out fast too, which is really cool.
It did. So before we play your song Melanie, let's talk about Night Terrors. This is your brand new band. You've had a couple before this. How did Night Terrors come about? Just give us just a little summary of what's going on with Night Terrors right now.
Okay, honestly, Night Terrors started like literally the day after my project Plastic Smiles broke up. Like literally, like I just knew I wanted to continue. The guys didn't really want to take it as serious as I did, and I just knew I wanted to write the record I've always wanted to write. You know what I mean? As far as like where I'm at now. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where I'm gonna be. Nobody knows.
No, you never know. You can plan to know,
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's gonna go that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like I knew within a few years, I knew I wanted to write the record like I've always wanted to write. I've been in bands in the past where I guess I wasn't really staying true to myself because sometimes you overthink things or you're just like you're just trying to like appeal to a certain crowd. I was just like, you know what, man, I was also like part of growing up too, like as far as like coming into your own person, like type person you want to be, and I've been in bands where I just didn't really believe in what we were doing. We were doing things like thinking too much about like the business and it's important, but it's not everything.
I can relate to that. That was one of my problems, one of my fallbacks that I always admit to, that I focused way too much on the business end than I did on the music end.
Right.
And it's hard. It's a hard, balancing that teeter-totter. Teeter-totter?
It is.
Right?
It is. Because, at the end of the day, you want people to listen, but you want to stay true to your morals because at the end of the day, music is important. It could be part of your, why you're remembered and why you don't want to be remembered for something that you really don't believe in, So, but yeah, Night Terror is just like a little project of mine. I'm actually still looking for band members. It's very new. Like,
really?
I've been doing it for 3 years. I've been like in and out of the studio with like friends from like other bands and like just like really like super close friends of mine, and like I'm lucky enough to be like close. I grew up with some of these like people. Like I got Dave. I'm like real friends.
I was gonna say, because I saw one of the flyers said we featured some members from Real Friends, or like at least one, and I was wondering which one it was, and so it was Dave.
Yeah, it was Dave.
Okay.
And that was actually even though like for people that really know me, like they knew that I like grew up with the dude, and like I've known him since I was like 14 or whatever. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say you guys have known each other forever.
Yeah, we've been in like a million bands together.
Yeah.
A million failed projects too. Like
yeah.
It was like a lot of like learning how to play our instruments and stuff like that. We were like playing covers and shit like that. But like, that was actually an accident. It was kind of funny how that worked out.
Oh really?
It wasn't even like, hey dude, like I know I haven't talked to you in a while, or like because we kind of like it was kind of like. It's been weird because like Real Friend Success and stuff like that. Like they've kind of like they're like away so much, so our relationship was kind of like on the
Well, yeah,
it was different. It was different.
You don't see them
man.
a lot of times when you're
Right.
in, starting your career out like Real Friends. You got to be on the road all the time.
Right.
And you got to be in the studio all the time, and so.
Right. So, I started. I wrote some songs and I booked studio time, and I can pretty much play everything is for what I need for this kind of music. I'm the main songwriter, vocalist. I play guitar, I play bass, and I just don't know how to play drums. So I needed a drummer like willing to like do it, and my very fucking really good friend Kevin Provencher, who plays in a band called Bonfires, was cool enough to come through. And
those guys are a great band. They're on a fall tour right now too. You should check them out.
Yes, they're going to be on tour with a band called The Millennium and a few
really
other,
from
other
Wisconsin.
Bands. Yes,
Great band.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. I guess like it was funny because like Bonfires were like in the middle of recording their record. And yeah, they were in the middle of recording their record, and Dave was already like kind of hanging out at the studio, and we were like, we're like for the first day, for the first single we recorded, Melanie, we were like driving up there, and we got a text from Dave because Dave was already like hanging out and shit, and he was like, Kevin asked me like, do you mind if Dave comes through and like hangs out for the day? I was just like, yeah, I don't mind. It's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be different, like, because we haven't seen each other in a while. And he came through. We kind of like jokingly asked if he would be willing to play guitar on it, and he was like honored, and like kind of like rekindled our friendship because we kind of honestly we kind of had a like falling out. So like we're like good buds again. So it's cool. It's really cool.
That's awesome, man. I'm
like,
glad to hear that.
It was bigger. It was bigger than just like the music, like because he was like a really good friend of mine, and
oh, good.
Some like bullshit happened, and I don't know, just like miscommunication, and like we're all really best friends again. So
well, good.
It's
you
cool.
should be.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's from Real Friends.
Yeah. Outside of that, though,
I
was
know.
like outside of that, like it was really cool. Like it was like it seriously felt like 2005 again or something. I don't fucking know. Like it was really cool. It felt like old times. So
all right. Well, yeah. Here's Melanie, the song that does feature Dave from Real Friends, and also Kevin
Provencher from Bonfires.
All right. Here we go.
I always knew something would come along in the back of my mind. I spent the better part of this past year drinking myself blind, so blind. You fell right into my arms after 10 years on no sight, no sight. I couldn't get past your intent, and I fell for your hazel eyes and lies. She told me if I died tonight, I know that I would be alright. And you told me not to fall as you left my home. I wish you never got back in touch. Melanie. I deserve so much more. I awoke with regret, raw soap in my chest from the night before. Till last night mean anything. She told me if I died tonight, I know that I would be alright. And you told me not to fall as you left my home. I wish you never got back in touch. Melanie. Melanie. I hope you find someone. Tell me if I die. I hope you find someone. I hope you find someone. I know that I would be alright with your shit, 'cause it won't be me.
That's Melanie by Night Terrors here on Pop Punk and Pizza on bangerangradio.com. And Dave Gomez has been on part 1 and part 2 here of episode 4 of Pop Punk and Pizza. Dave Gomez is the lead vocalist and guitar player and
Bass player.
Oh, you're not playing guitar on this.
Correct.
Oh, okay, you are bass player. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were playing guitar in this project.
Yeah, man, it's been weird. Like, I don't know, not really weird, but like it's just been like adjusting because it's such a new band, and I'm just trying to figure out like the member situation, and more so like focusing on like the recording, like the record, and
Sure.
like, putting out like an EP. I'm like really proud of and stuff.
Shout out to Seth Henderson, by the way.
Yes,
Dude,
yes.
Seth, I miss you, man.
Yeah,
I always Projection recorded our last EP with him
right
a
on.
couple of years ago.
Right on.
And God, he's so good. He's
Yeah.
so fun to record with.
Yeah,
too,
outside
so.
of like even like producing and shit, he's
Yeah,
just like really.
he's a great guy.
He's such a good guy. Like,
Yeah. If you ever want to, I mean, shoot, a lot of people go to him just because he's got the history of doing the Real Friends and
Right.
the Knuckle Puck
Right.
records and everything like that. But on top of that, I mean, he's even without that, he'd be a great guy to go to. So,
yeah.
no, that is my pop punk pick of the week. Night Terrors, their song called Melanie. I will say, by the way, I hear two things when I hear that song. I hear Alkaline Trio and I hear Mest.
You know me so well.
Seriously, that's what I hear. Like, it sounds like the two got married in that song because it's got like it still has like that happy feeling beat to it and everything, but I don't know. There's some. I just hear some Alkaline Trio in there too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. So I know you're a big. Actually, you and I we were in separate bands, but we opened for Mest one time together.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Of course I remember
So-
that, dude. That was a fun show.
Yeah.
Like that was like that was like a
That was a-
bucket list kind of deal.
It
Like,
was a
I
bucket
I
list
was- I
because,
was-
and you and I are both big Mest fans, so they were
Totally.
a huge influence for me, especially when I was in high school. Man, I
Yeah.
wanted to sound like Tony Lovato, dude.
Totally, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah.
They were not only like are they like an important band as far as like the Chicago scene goes, but like they just put on like such a good live show. Still to this day, man. Like they're
Yeah.
they're just
I
good at what
agree.
they do. So
I
it's
agree,
cool.
man. So yeah, there you have it. My pop punk pick of the week. What's yours?
We're gonna go with Sum 41, the band we were just talking about. I picked War. I guess it's a single. They have a video for it.
That was the second single, right?
Second single, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, man. That's as soon as I heard it, I was very very excited and I was like looking forward to the record.
I agree, man.
Yeah, it's a little slower, but it's good. It's really good. Just like the songwriting, everything. Check it out.
So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more. And I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. There are days that I think I'm crazy. Other days nothing seems to faze me. There's nothing more and nothing less. Just all the fears that I must confess. Well, I'm afraid I believe in nothing. No hopes or dreams, you could have left me dead naive. And not to mention I'm losing count of all my blessings. With all that I've done, it's too late. I can't take back all that I have become. So all that I'm trying to say, I'm looking for a better way. But some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more. And I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. Another day in the right direction. I'm okay, but I'm left to question. How did I get so far behind the rest? Why am I so inclined to forget all the days that you made me crazy? Nowadays you don't even faze me. It's all the same, and I don't stress none. Sick and tired of all this tension. With all that I've done, it's too late. I can't take back all that I have become. So all that I'm trying to say, I'm looking for a better way. But some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more. And I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. Get ready, cause this is war. Get ready, cause this is war. All that I'm trying to say, I'm looking for a better way. But some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more. And I'm not gonna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, cause this is war. I'm looking for a better way. Some days it just gets so hard, and I don't wanna slip away. Get ready, cause this is war. Everything back and more.
It's War Sum 41 here on Pop Punk and Pizza on bangerangradio.com. That is Dave Gomez's Pop Punk Pick of the Week, which is very fitting because their brand new record just came out this past Friday called 13 Voices, which we just reviewed here.
Yes. I was going to grab it too.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We should have grabbed it together and
Yes.
hold it in harmony.
Yes.
Peace and love. Anyway, you should pick it up. We highly suggest it. It's a great record. Knock you right off your ass. Make sure your mom's not in the room when you're listening to it. And same probably for the Green Day record. Although your mom might like Green Day more than she likes Sum 41. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You think the moms like
No.
Green Day versus... I don't know.
Undoubtedly. They're more...
Probably.
Yeah, Sum 41's not really family friendly, I guess.
No, neither is Green Day, really. But, you know, it's funny. My mom, obviously, I've been I've been a big Green Day fan ever since I was a little kid. And, you know, she's always watched, like, their performances with me on TV and stuff. And the other day, I guess this was last month, they were on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And she was looking at the picture, and she's like, wow, they're starting to show some age, you know, because they're in their mid-40s, obviously now, Green Day. But,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
It happens.
I don't know
man.
where I was going with that.
No, it's
story.
cool. No, it's
Yeah.
cool. It happens. It's
Yeah.
it's real life. It shows they're human.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's cool
Definitely.
though. It's cool that they're still like, you know, still a fucking band though. You know, not many bands get this far. So
It's true. So, with that being said, I mean, that's going to be it for Pop Punk and Pizza. This is episode 4, part 2. If you missed part 1, check it out. It's all about Green Day's Revolution Radio. Make sure you like, excuse me, lots of burps. Oh, there we go. Like I said, excuse me. Anyway, follow Bangerang Radio on all the social media pages. It's at Bangerang Radio at Twitter, also on Facebook, and then you can subscribe to us on YouTube because if you're not listening to this podcast, you can actually watch it on our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to us on iTunes podcast as well. You can find us on Stitcher. And as far as Pop Punk and Pizza goes, Facebook, Twitter is Pop Punk and Pizza Pod. Instagram, Pop Punk and Pizza Podcast. So check us out there and, you know, keep up to date on everything. We release new episodes every single Tuesday, and you never know who's going to drop by. Our next show is actually a really special episode. I got to interview my friend Justin Conant, who is a photographer, and he's also he runs merch on tour for Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and for a band called Famous Last Words. And the episode that's coming up here next Tuesday, which is going to be the 18th, not only did Justin Conant come onto the show, but JT and Craig from Famous Last Words came onto the show. We had a really great conversation about pop punk. Even though Famous Last Words is not a pop punk band, it was interesting to get their perspective on what they thought of pop punk and all that stuff. So make sure you look for that the 18th, next Tuesday here on bangerangradio.com. And then, of course, please check out Night Terrors. They got some great things happening.
yes, lots of stuff in the works. I have a, you know, this is a technical term here, but technically a digital 45. Two
Yeah.
songs. That's what it means. It's just 2 songs. So like, you know,
And that's what a 45
yeah,
obviously
45
is.
record,
Yeah.
you know, on, you know, A side, B side kind of deal.
I've heard of more people doing that, doing the digital 45 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the reason I'm doing it is honestly because I just honestly was not expecting the reaction that I got. Like, so, you know, as far as like, you know, the support I got, even before I put out music, people were like asking for it. Like, you know, like it's insane. Like,
It's a great song, man. I love it. That's
Thank
why I
you.
was like, this has to be my pick. And even if
Yeah.
you weren't going to be on the show, it was going to be my pick. Like, I love that song.
Right on,
it's
dude.
It's got
Thank
a great
you.
hook to it, you know, and I can tell you spent a lot of time with it.
Yes.
And obviously you went to the right guy. You know, you went right to Seth Henderson, and you know, it was like, hey,
Yeah.
man, you know,
yeah.
help me out here.
So I just wanted to get something out sooner, especially with like the whole like lineup situation, because I want to start playing shows ASAP. You know, I want to
yeah,
really want to
man.
like, you know, really go for it. And
So you're looking for a guitar, or probably 2 guitars, right?
we'll actually have some live members like
you do?
like lined up for like, you know, to play some live shows. But I'd really like a lineup. I feel like it would just bring a different dynamic.
So you're
it's kind
looking
of
for
tough
everyone.
to do. Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
tough to do everything like alone and like just by myself. Because
Oh, yeah.
as far as like, you know, you can't do everything. You know, like booking
No.
shows. You know, so obviously songwriting. I don't want to like. I see some. You know, back to what we were saying. get too much into the business because that could take away from the songwriting and the actual art of it all. So
Yeah.
it can be a task, a huge task.
I agree.
But
I agree.
Yeah,
with
you can follow me at my personal account at Dave Gomez NT on Twitter and Instagram. Dave Gomez NT for Night Terrors. And Night Terrors account is at Night Terrors IL for Illinois.
All right, there you go. At Night Terrors IL, and then Dave Gomez NT. There you have it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for having me, dude.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to Pop Punk and Pizza once again. Jacques Lamour and my good friend Dave Gomez.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Yes.
once again for
Pound it,
coming
dude.
on.
Pound
yeah.
it, brother.
Oh, pound it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right. And we're going to go back to drinking beer and eating pizza.
Yes. All the pizza in the world.
All of it. It's all gone. Sorry. See you later.
Peace.
Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.